Hello, this is Tim Gayhart from the Ohio Bigfoot Researchers. I was going to make a video about our first encounters with a full-body Bigfoot. It was in April of 2021. We went to Salt Fork, the first time ever being there, and we was driving around the park and decided to go down to this area to look around, and we went into the parking area and parked, and as we parked and then got out and she went down to the lake, there was like a small beach area, and I stood behind the car on the pavement looking up the hill watching, because I always heard that there was Bigfoot in that park and your opportunities to see one was more. So I was standing there watching the hill, and this was midday, probably around 11:30, 12 o'clock, sometime around that area. And while I was standing there smoking a cigarette watching the hill, this black being, about 7.5 to 8 foot tall, maybe a little bit taller, I'm not for sure, because it was about 70, 80 yards up the hill. And standing there, and it walked from an oak tree over to a beech tree, and these trees wasn't little trees, these were big trees. And I'm standing there looking at this thing as it walks across, see the whole full body, and I'm saying, now am I seeing what I seen? Arguing with myself, and I'm like, no, my eyes must be playing tricks on me, that can't be. And it walked over behind the tree, and I didn't, while I was standing there arguing with myself about it, I don't know if it went on or what happened to it. I was standing there asking myself, well, should I go get her or should I holler down there to have her come up here? So I decided to walk down there and told her, and she come back up there with me. We standing in the same spot where I was standing smoking and seen it, and I pointed it out the tree where it come from behind and across to the next tree, which probably 15 to 18 foot. And I told her what it looked like and everything. It was black, big, and it was bigger than me, way bigger than me in body size. And we decided, well, the road dead ends down just to the down from us there, and we decided to walk down through there and look and see if we could see it on the hill anywhere or see anything else. And you have to go around the guardrail, because they got a guardrail up there at dead ends of the road. And we walked around the guardrail, and there's a log laying there. It's probably 15 to 18 foot long, and it's about 6 to 7 inches around, and it was dead, but it wasn't rotten. She said, watch, don't trip over that. So I stepped across it, because I have to use a cane to walk, and got across it and started on down through there, and I seen a place where something been coming off the hill. Didn't see no deer tracks or anything in it. So we walked on down a little further, and there's another place where something was coming off the hill, and I was looking at it and seeing if I could see anything, any kind of animal tracks in it. And never seen no tracks in it, any animal tracks. And she walked on down without me on down the lane, and I was standing there looking at that and looking up the hill and watching, and she goes to hollering for me, and she, hey, I see one, babe, I see one. And I look, and she don't have no phone out or nothing, and I'm like, where's your phone? In my back pocket. And I said, well, get your phone out and take pictures of it, and I'll work my way down to you slow, so don't scare it. So I start working my way down to her, which was 50 to 75 feet. And I get there where she's at, and she says, it's up there behind that it's up there in front of that big white tree, which is a beech tree. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see it. It's a little black one. It's probably about 3.5 foot. She was taking pictures of it. She said it was looking at me until I got this phone out and started taking pictures. Then it turned its head and quit looking at me. And then we heard like you pop your tongue, and that little fella went around the tree just getting it. And didn't see it go on anywhere up the hill behind after it went around behind the tree. And we kept standing there for a few seconds longer looking to see if we could see it move or anything else move, and we decided to go on down just a little farther. There was a path that goes into up the hill, so we walked down to it, and she went up in there and up on the hill a little bit and started looking. Didn't see nothing, so we come back up through walking real slow and looking at the hillside to see if we could see any more or anything moving. Nothing. And then we decided to go over to Bigfoot Ridge and went over there and stayed there for probably almost an hour and a half, sitting around looking, listening. Then we decided to come back to where we seen the little one and I seen the big one. And we was coming back down the main road in the park, and something just in my mind said, Sally is her name, and then I'm like, and then I looked at my wife and I said, well, Sally's going to come out, just jokingly, and I said, show me her hairy boobs. My wife looks at me, who's Sally, and why is she going to show you your hairy boobs? And I'm like, it's what the Bigfoot's name is. She's going to come out and show me herself. So we go back down there. We park, same place where we parked before. Get out. We walk down to where we seen the little one, and well, we started down to where we seen the little one. Got around the guardrail, and that tree it was laying there, the log it was laying there, it was gone. And I'm going, now I know there was a log laying right here. And I got to looking, and here it's like 12 foot over next to the bank. It's broken to 3 pieces. And I'm like, now, ain't no way the park come down here and did this while we was gone, because I walked over toward it. I got to looking, there's no cut marks on it. It's broke. It's broke in 3 pieces. It's not cut. And I'm like, there ain't nobody can break that. And it was laying like in a triangle shape. So she said, well, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah. So we start down through there looking. Get down to the second place where I seen where something had been coming off the hill. Stand there looking, and she's looking up the hill, and I'm looking at this thing slide where something's been coming off the hill, and I'm just looking for tracks again. Well, here's a little forked twig sticking there, and I'm looking right between the fork, and I'm like, well, that's a footprint. And so I took my cane and moved the thing and showed her where it was at. She said, yeah, and it was probably about 8 to 10 inches long, probably 3.5 inches wide. And I'm like, I didn't notice that when I was here looking earlier. Then I looked just to the right of it just a little bit, and I'm like, oh, there's another footprint. Well, this one's about 15 to 16 inches long and about 7 inches wide, and I'm like, well, something's they come off the hill. I said, I wonder if they's the one that broke the log into pieces. And we walk on down through there. She took a couple pictures of them. We walked on down through there to the end. Didn't see nothing. We come back up through there and got right behind the car. She said, well, let's walk over here. The park took a backhoe or whatever they use to clean up things, and it looked like where somebody had been dumping stuff, and they'd pushed the dirt and stuff up. It's between the hill and a little creek. And we're walking in there, and it's clear dirt. There ain't no grass, nothing grown down there. It was recently when they pushed it up there. And I'm looking for tracks. I seen deer tracks, coon tracks, and all that in it. Excuse me. And she's standing to my left next to the hill. And she goes, hey, babe, there's one standing right here in front of me. I'm standing there looking dead at it. And I'm like, look at her. She ain't got her phone out. And I'm like, where's your phone? It's in her. She goes, it's in my back pocket. I said, well, get it out. Start taking pictures. She said, it's a big one. It's a female. And I walked over toward her and got beside her and was looking where she's telling me to look. And and I'm like, well, I don't see it. She said, well, get right here in front of me. Excuse me. So I got right in front of her, and there it stood, big and black. Female. It's about 7.5, 8 foot tall. Bigger than me. And she had got a picture of it. And she said, well, I wonder if I can get any closer to get a better picture. Because it was probably 80 to 90 yards. But there was nothing between us and it. It was standing beside the tree. And she started walking towards it. And it was gone. Just a matter of her looking down and me looking down, watching her, not make sure it didn't step on something and fall. It was gone. And that was our first and second encounter of one on the same day.